Okay, Robert Ducky 10-4, got my voice.
Yo.
All right, we'll try this way. It's just the other way. I get a lot better recordings on the through Zoom, but I figured something else out now. Anyway, I've got the iPad sitting there with the phone on loudspeaker, so that should do. I might just have to mess with the levels a bit, but it'll do.
Cool, man. Cool. Those Titan mob, man. I called them the other day, and they're going, "Oh yeah, we're just waiting on this and waiting on that," and I'm like, "Well, my problem is." I've got the hotel fucking spending money on a date that's not going to happen. And if those people buy tickets and then they're going to refund them, it's a big waste of everyone's money.
Yeah. Well, the one I've got that is definitely going ahead in April. It's just what's happened is Kip's been offered some equivalent of a knighthood or something over there, but like something really big deal, and it was on the same dates as the Australian tour. So he's asked if he could postpone it himself. So they're waiting for him to make an official announcement. I told him to get him to do it as quick as possible so people don't lose faith in him or lose any more faith in him.
Yep.
But their heart's in the right place. They just use car salesmen. They do just try and rob from Peter to pay Paul to get all these things happening, and then at the last minute when it doesn't happen, someone gets the shits and invariably pulls out.
Wow.
But with the Winger one, like I'm pretty confident that'll go ahead because Winger's dealt with them before, and I did an interview with him not long ago, and he's prepared to do things the way that they do them, sort of. So he's pretty much locked in with them.
Yep. Oh, well, fingers crossed, because hopefully it gets across the line and does all right, because it'll be the second time I've been burnt by them, so I won't do anything with them again.
Yeah, that's understandable, mate. I apologise for bringing them to you with all that bullshit.
Oh, that's all right, man. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. And how's Foz and everyone? Everyone's all right?
Yeah, they seem to be, man. I still haven't really caught up with them all yet. Foz was he's gone through that stage where he wants a bit of time to himself, but he's got Dave going over there to help him for a house inspection next week, so I'm going to pop over with him then and just sort of integrate myself in there. But yeah, Chewy seems to be doing all right. I haven't caught up with him properly yet, but he seems to be doing all right. It's just a kind of a situation all around, isn't it?
Oh, that's it, man. Freak accident, freak situation.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said to you last time, everyone was starting to play the blame game, saying if I'd done this or if I'd done that, but you just, as you know, man, you just can't do that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because once I spoke to you and you said, something was on tomorrow, then I thought, Skeeny would tell us. Next thing you know, he says, I'm at the fucking wake, I passed on everyone's best and love. We're like, why didn't you tell us, you fuckwit?
Sure, eh?
Yeah, man, no idea, that guy. He's tunnel vision on all the time.
That's when he can fucking see. When he can't, his fucking eyesight's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gone worse again since his operation however many years ago now.
Yeah, poor. But I remember we were at a gig at Moe's not long ago. I was supposed to meet him there, and he walked past me 3 times, like 3 feet from me, and looked straight at me pretty much. And kept walking. The next day he's going, where were you, mate? I said, you saw me 3 times and didn't say hello, so I thought you had something else going on. He said, no, I just didn't see you.
Wow. All right, let's knock this out, eh?
All right, Bray, well, same as usual, just except for heavy radio as well. So just introduce yourself, introduce the band, maybe give the show a bit of a plug, and throw it over to me and we'll start chatting.
Yep, no worries.
When you're ready.
Hey, mate. Yeah, let me know when you're good.
Go for it.
Hey, mate, Gavin from the Poor, just having a chat on what's going on in Poor World. And letting everyone know that we've got a show at Vinnie's Dive Bar, Southport, in a couple of weeks now. And then some shows with the Mighty Rose Tattoo.
Beautiful. Gav, thanks for joining us today, brother.
No worries, bud. Hope you're well.
I am well. And yourself?
Battling on.
Very good to see. Well, you mentioned those shows you got coming up, Ro, but we're going to start the interview a little bit elsewhere and work our way up to that. So we'll start off, mate. Like you guys have actually had a pretty awesome year, mate. Like I don't want to call it a comeback, but it started with the release of your latest album, High Price Deed, back in February. So on the subject of comebacks, mate, like does it feel like a comeback of sorts to you guys, or is it just more of a continuation of years of hard work?
Not really. I wouldn't call it sort of or put it in the comeback category. It's just something we've always done. It'd be more sense of having the new inspiration in there with Dan, and also when someone gets behind you and believes in what you're doing after years and years and years, you sort of gives you that fresh approach, and that's what Reckless Records and Scott Crawford did, so it sort of boosted us along.
Mm-hmm. High Price Deed was a great album, bro. Like, taking the band sonically back to that balls out rock style of your debut Who Cares. Like, was that a focus going in, or did it just happen that way?
The main focus was to, as every band tries to do, is just capture their live sound and strip it back, and we wanted to keep it as raw as possible, but still, have something that stands up with what's in the market today. So, yeah, just tried to capture that big sound that we portray live.
Yeah. And one thing that I did want to bring up too, mate, is the last song on the album called Too Long. Like, for those who have noticed, the song cuts off suddenly around the 1.5 minute mark. Like, for a long time, I always thought it was either a glitch on my CD or a manufacturing error, but apparently it's actually meant to be like that.
Oh, well, that's good. We fucked you.
You did. You fucked me completely till I asked Skeeny.
Perfect. No, well, there is more to that song. We didn't sort of have time to develop it. And then we said, well, why not? Let's just stop it there for exactly that purpose you said, to leave everyone wondering. There is more in the pipeline to it. Whether that sees the light of day, who knows?
Yeah, cool. Have many people asked you about it, or are they all like me and just thinking that it was an error?
Yeah, no, a couple of people have. A couple of people have said, oh, what's the go with that last track, and what's the go with the acoustic thing? And I said, well, we did do an acoustic song, Rock and Roll Survivor, on a previous release. But yeah, there was one other person that did say, oh man, I thought it was my fucking streaming or my CD or whatever, so I'll take that as a win.
I suppose it shows you too, the people that actually do listen to the album all the way through to the end as well.
Yeah, remember back in the day when you used to do the hidden track?
Yeah, yep.
Maybe we need to bring that back.
And a little birdie also told me too that you guys have re-recorded More Wine, Waited Please in those sessions. Can you confirm or deny that?
Oh, that could possibly be a big birdie then.
Yeah?
Yeah, we have, in those sessions, we did track More Wine.
Yeah.
I think we've done some vocals, not sure. We still need to finish it off. There is talk swelling around that we may re-release that and some other old material, because next year is the 30th anniversary of Who Cares.
Jesus Christ, that's come up. I was saying it's come up quick, but it's taken 30 years, I guess.
Frame. Yeah, so, there is talk of that. We have to sort of finish those conversations in the next sort of month or so, and then whether we get in and finish it and do that, or we just start writing for another album.
So what? So let me get it right. There's talks of re-recording a lot of Who Cares for the anniversary?
No, more so at this stage. More Wine.
Yeah.
And there is some live. There's a lot of live recordings laying around that haven't seen the light of day, so we might, potentially sift through all that and see if we can compile something cool to go with it, or we may turn around and say, hey, let's pick a few tracks from Who Cares and redo them. Don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know, but we have to do something, and also that'd be very cool for when we go back to Europe to have that. So, yeah, it's all ideas at the minute, but you are correct. More Wine is basically half to 3/4 done from the last sessions.
That's awesome. Can't wait. With something like that, bro, like that's already a smashing, like it's just an out there fucking full-on song. Like, how do you re-record that and make it better when it's already, it's the epitome of the poor, really?
Yeah, it is. I guess it's not so much to make it better. It's just to replicate and show how we play it now. Also with, a tiny bit, different style that Dan's got on guitar than what Julian had.
Yeah.
And just a different feel altogether, Some may say that why touch it, but why not, we'll just see how it comes out. But it's just, we're curious just as much as anyone would be, I say.
Yeah, cool. And also, bro, like, you got to agree with this. Like, in these days of mass consumption and short attention spans, you can't leave 4 years between albums anymore. Otherwise, people generally forget who you are. So, along those lines, have you started or have you made plans for the follow-up to High Price Deed?
Yeah, we've started writing. Everyone's got a heap of ideas. So basically, it'll be get these next lot of shows out of the way, and then while we're doing those shows we'll start getting some ideas down. We definitely won't be a long stretch between albums. We'll get in and do it because, as you say, you have to. And now that we are back sort of being more current and touring and here and overseas and everything else, you have to have the product, and that's why you do it, is to write new music.
Mm-hmm. So talking about shows, mate, we'll move on to them now. Like, you've got a hometown show coming up on August the 4th at Vinnie's on the Gold Coast. Tell us about that.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's something we've spoken about a heap of times where it's come up and we've gone, yeah, no, should we? And then we just said, fuck it, let's do it. You get sick of playing the same venues, and we thought, why not? And Glenn and everyone at Vinnie's is, they're doing a great job and right behind all styles of music and, getting right into it. And we thought, why not? Let's do it. And we've got the mighty Rebel FM on board, as well as Better Beers, so there'll be a beer involved.
They're all Rebel M's doing a win a drink with the band style competition, aren't they?
They are. They're running a competition now to come along to Soundcheck and basically have a few drinks, and then have a few more.
Fuck, you're going to have to put a curfew on Skeeny if you're having drinks at Soundcheck, mate. We want him to make the show.
Oh, that's if there's any drinks left, exactly.
And who else you got playing with you at that show, mate?
The Whiskies, local lads that are just a duo, but a pretty sort of thrashback rock duo.
Yeah.
Stripped back, I mean. So, yeah, something cool as well, because, you do get sick of the same old bills and whatever else. And, we thought, well, let's just do something different. And I think that's a cool thing of what Vinnie's does as well, because of the wide scope of music and bands that they have there.
Yeah. And you also went to Europe earlier this year, mate, for a run of your own headlining shows. Like, I've seen the photos, but I haven't actually had a chance to speak to you about it. Like, how were they?
Very, very, very hectic. We ended up doing, I think it was, we counted 25 to 27 shows in the 5 weeks. We covered 11,500 kilometres through 9 countries, and yeah, man, it tested us out, put it that way.
In a good way.
Yeah, a lot of travel in a good way, but it was great. We got to areas that we never thought we would, with sort of Spain and Prague and Croatia and whatever else. So, yeah, man, it was really good, and looking forward to getting back there.
Yeah, did you do Amsterdam by chance?
No, we didn't. That could have been dangerous.
What do you mean could have been?
No. Yeah, no, we didn't do that. That wasn't on the radar for that one. But the good thing with the promoters that that look after us over there, I'm sure it's on the radar at some stage.
Cool, and I believe the shows went that well that you made plans to head back next year.
Yeah, we've pretty much got April taken care of. So the plan is that we head back across to, I think, potentially do the first show about the 4th of April, or pretty much all of April.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so it's when you look at it in the scope of shows you got coming up and what's going on, it's not that far away.
No, it's not, is it, these days, mate? Like, you keep making plans like that, 1 month blends into another.
Yeah, especially in our industry, isn't it? When you're booking dates, everyone books so far in advance, and you go, "Oh my God, what do you mean?" So, but anyway, that's, as I said, that's why we do it, and we can't wait to get back over there. It's really good. It definitely tests us out.
Before that, mate, you've got an Australian tour coming up with a little up and coming band called Rose Tattoo as well.
Yeah, they're doing all right. Those guys.
They're not bad, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, mate, we've, we consider those guys family, and they invited us to do I think we're doing about a dozen shows. They're doing a lot more on that run. There was a few that we couldn't do because of unavailability and whatnot. But the Tats are going out to do the Southern Stars album.
Oh, righty, eh?
Yeah, so we're doing some regional shows with them, some sort of North Coast, New South Wales, Brisbane, sort of Ipswich, and then Cairns, Townsville, and then back down to Melbourne and Canberra. So a couple of little regional areas. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it to Tassie. We were unavailable, but we'll get there soon enough by ourselves. But, we're really excited to jump back on and do some shows with the Tats.
Okay, man. It sounds like a busy time ahead for the Paws. So where can people find out more and keep up with what you're doing?
Basically at thepawband.com. Read that as you will. But everything's pretty much on there and, on your normal social platforms. It's all there. But, man, it's a busy time.
It is indeed. Well, I thank you for making the time to speak with me today, Gav. In the near future, August the 4th is the date at Vinnie's Dive Bar on the Gold Coast. But other than that, the Paw are getting around anywhere and everywhere. So check out their website for more details.
Thanks, mate, and appreciate the support that you and Heavy do all the time. And thanks for jumping on the Vinnie show with us as well.
No worries at all, brother. I'll catch you there for a bit. I might gate crash the sound check and come and have a beer with you.
You need to get that sound check because there won't be much left.
Righty, brother. Point taken. I'll see you in the afternoon.
All right, mate. Take care.
Thanks, bro.
See ya.